Hello everyone. This video will be the first in a series of videos attempting to answer some of the more common questions and comments we receive about our project. What exactly is OpenMW? OpenMW is an open-source game engine that features loading code for the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind's art assets and game data. Our engine is written in C++ and is using Ogre 3D for graphics rendering and the Bullet Physics library for collision. OpenMW is cross-platform and we maintain packages for Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux. The goal of OpenMW isn't to improve the game assets or add additional features, but to provide an open and modernized platform to play Morrowind with, and to provide the community with additional modding capabilities. On that note, OpenMW is not a mod, although it's commonly referred to as such. It's understandable that some people might refer to it as a mod rather than an engine replacer for convenience's sake. But there seem to be many who might not actually understand the distinction. Remember, OpenMW is a standalone piece of software and has no dependency on the original engine or construction set. Why is OpenMW needed? What's the point of it? Morrowind's engine is old, and it wasn't exactly a godsend when the game was released. Even after Bethesda's patches and community efforts to make the game stable, there are still some significant bugs in the game. Keep in mind that Morrowind was released before Windows XP had its first service pack and before Vista and 7 had even been thought of. Never mind the other systems that OpenMW supports. It was designed to run on single-core processors and graphics hardware that would belong in a museum today. OpenMW is a much more modern engine designed to take advantage of some of the advancements in computing hardware that we've seen since Morrowind's release, and to perform much better on newer systems. If you're not improving the artwork and gameplay, what's the advantage of using OpenMW? Again, OpenMW allows you to play Morrowind natively on Windows, Mac, and Linux. It does bring several graphical enhancements such as dynamic shadow casting, support for widescreen resolution, texture filtering, and better-looking water complete with reflections, just to name a few. There are also several improvements to the game's user interface, such as a better journal and alchemy window. The real advantage to OpenMW is its modern engine design, the extra modding capabilities that our new editor will bring, and the open-source nature of the project. What will OpenMW allow modders to do? Pretty much anything in the game that you could think of to mod, you'll be able to mod. A few mundane examples would be adding completely new attributes and skills, altering the formula that define various game mechanics, and a clean way to define scripted spells, all of which are not currently possible in Morrowind, or at least not without ugly hacks in the case of scripted spells. Will OpenMW support existing mods? OpenMW will support Morrowind, its expansions Tribunal and Blood Moon, and all existing mods, official and unofficial. Please be aware that this compatibility only extends to standard mods, meaning those that come as a .esp or .esm with whatever additional textures, meshes, and sounds they require. Attempting to use something that is actually a separate program, like Morrowind Code Patch or Morrowind Graphics Extender, will not work. Of course, part of the advantage of OpenMW is that you won't need them. What are the system requirements for running OpenMW? Your graphics hardware must be at least Shader Model 3 compliant. It is recommended that you have up-to-date drivers installed for your hardware. Most reasonably modern systems will run OpenMW without a hitch. As of the making of this video, the engine is still very much a work in progress and will be more optimized in the future. OpenMW will be more demanding than the original engine to be sure, but because of its modern design, it quite possibly may run faster and certainly more stable than a heavily modded Morrowind does today. Do I need to own Morrowind to use OpenMW? You do need to own Morrowind to play Morrowind using our engine. OpenMW looks for a directory on your system containing the data files section of an existing installation of Morrowind. That data files folder contains all of the art assets and game data for Morrowind and is the only thing OpenMW needs to be playable. It has become difficult to find a retail copy of Morrowind, but it's currently available on Steam, and that version works equally as well. Is OpenMW legal? Copyright laws vary by country, but to our knowledge, OpenMW is legal everywhere. Any code in our engine that replicates the functionality of the original has been written as a product of clean reverse engineering. OpenMW does not distribute any content whatsoever belonging to Bethesda Softworks or ZeniMax Media. In any case, OpenMW doesn't give anyone a way to play the game without having first purchased it. What a truly amazing project! How can I help? Well, there's still plenty to do. We have sections on our forums for people interested in joining the effort. If you're a programmer with experience in C++, post on the New Developers Applications section of our forums, and we can get you started on a job that fits your skills and the amount of time you are able to commit to the project. If you aren't a programmer but still want to help, there's plenty of important things that you can do. Have a look at the Join the Teams section of our forums for information on non-coding jobs. These tasks include raising awareness of the project, reverse engineering game mechanics, testing the latest builds, and reporting bugs. To report a bug, either make a post on our forums describing it, or register on our issue tracker at bugs.openmw.org. Please remember to provide detailed information about the bug, including how to reproduce it, and a description of your computer hardware, operating system, and drivers.